Well, hello there and welcome back to a brand new video where today is a very exciting day because today I'm going to be talking to you guys about what we know so far regarding the PlayStation 5. Kind of like an all-in-one video. I posted a few videos on the PS5 as of lately, but I kind of wanted to do a video talking about what we know so far because at the moment, as I'm recording this video on February 5th of 2020, there has been a lot of stuff floating in the air, and especially that Sony have finally released a website dedicated to the PS5. You know, so far we know some specs, but not really specifics. We don't really know a price. We know a brief release date, and we know some features, but we don't really know what it looks like. The Xbox Series X, we do know what it looks like, and I will be doing a very similar video to this video talking about the Xbox Series X. If you do want to see that video, obviously make sure you subscribe to the channel, and that video we're going live sometime this week. But I kind of wanted to talk about what we know so far, like one big video with all the information we have so far. So if you do enjoy today's video, then be sure to massive thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, comment down below thoughts regarding this. I do apologize if my voice sounds different to usual. I'm currently suffering from a cold and a cough as well, which the cold has kind of disappeared, but the cough is still there. So I do apologize if I'm a little bit nasally, my voice, and all that fun stuff. But anyway, let's talk about today's video. So what do we know so far about the PlayStation 5? So the PlayStation 5 was announced on October 8th. That was when we knew that the PS5 was coming out. And of course, we kind of knew that it was going to be called the PS5 because we had the PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, and the PlayStation 5. Unlike the Xbox, if you guys have ever seen Big Bang Theory and the episode where Sheldon's like, you know, PlayStation called it the PS3, then the PS4. And like with the Xbox, even Sheldon said it himself, was like, you know, PlayStation did PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, and obviously now PS5. Kind of makes sense, right? The numeric number is going up. But Xbox was like, Xbox, then Xbox 360, and then you would have thought it might have been like 720 or whatever, but no, they went back to Xbox One, and then the new console coming out is called Xbox Series X. So Xbox are very, I don't know, they like being random with their names. So we kind of knew that PlayStation 5 was going to be the next generation and the upcoming version of the PS4. But yeah, we got that information back in October 8th, and we got a release date, and the release date is still the same release date as it is as of today of recording this video, and it's the holiday season of 2020. So probably around between maybe September and November of 2020. What we know so far is there will be a new PS5 controller, which uses a USB Type-C. The PS5 controller has haptic feedback, so that's basically the feedback where depending on different games, so the best game to describe, I guess, would be like a racing game. So let's say you're on tarmac, right? You're driving, it's nice and smooth. You might get a little bit of vibration, but the second you go on mud or sand or whatever, you'll get completely different vibrations. And it's not just the same vibration, it's different for different events. So that's really cool. The controller has adapted triggers, which is nice. A new speaker system on the controller. I mean, to be honest, I kind of turn off the speaker system. So here's my PS4 controller, and I do turn off the speaker because it can get a little bit annoying, especially when recording videos. And when I've got a headset on, it's just like I'm not going to really hear it. But there's a new speaker system on the controller, better battery life like we see in every new technology device, whatever you want to call it. But obviously better battery life, new battery life is expected with anything new. The controller is heavier though than the DualShock 4 controller, but will be lighter than an Xbox One controller. So I'm trying to look for my Xbox One controller, but the PS4 controller is pretty light. I mean, you know, I guess a heavier controller means better quality, potentially. But anyway, it's going to be slightly heavier, but lighter than the Xbox One controller. The PS5 will allow users to select which part of games they want to install first. So as you guys, probably know right now with the PS4, is when you do install a game, normally it's campaign, then it's multiplayer. But you have the option to maybe select multiplayer first, then campaign. I think that's a really nice feature, especially if it's like Call of Duty. So when, Call of Duty comes out, a lot of people may want to play campaign first, but some people just want to jump on multiplayer straight away, and it can be quite annoying, like waiting for campaign to install, then play multiplayer. So that's a really cool feature with the PlayStation 5. In regards to backwards compatibility, I really think this is going to be the tipping point or the main contender between both systems. I think in regards to specs, I mean, people care about specs. I kind of feel like the legacy is more important, the nostalgia effect. Like, if you can play a game from 10 years ago on your new modern console, I think that's a game changer. And it was a game changer when the Xbox One was like, hey, I can now support Xbox games, like original Xbox games, and Xbox 360 games on your Xbox One, and you had the Xbox interface as well as the Xbox 360 interface on the Xbox One, and that was a big game changer. And obviously PS4 isn't backwards compatible at all, but I think PlayStation obviously having this, I think it has to be like in the PS5, and it's not really confirmed, but there's loads of rumors about it. So I mean, I don't think I've seen a confirmed document. There might be, but from the reports I've been reading, I've probably gathered maybe 5 or 6 reports for this video for my notes, but pretty much they're all confirming that backwards compatibility is a thing. And according to HopHopGaming, Sony are remastering the engine for the PlayStation 5 to support backwards compatibility for the PS4, PS3, PS2, and PS1. Which is amazing because I have a PS3 60GB model. If you guys remember that model, the first model to come out for the PlayStation, or the PlayStation 3, I mean, you guys know what I mean anyway. But it was the first model for the PlayStation 3. It was rare, had like 4 USB ports, 60GB, and it was amazing. But then it was, I think Sony said it was like, they were losing money, I believe. Like it was going to be too expensive. And I think back then the PS3 was like £420 or something like that. Pretty expensive. Now I have my PS3 and I do have the 60GB model, and I do plan to maybe play some old school PS2 games, but I think my HDMI port doesn't work. Apparently it's a known issue, especially with age, so I do want to maybe repair that, and if I do, then maybe, you know, do some old school games. But if the PS5 supports me playing PS2 games, PS1 games, you know, PS3, PS4 games, that's amazing. It will be interesting to see how it all works, because on the Xbox, if you guys know how it works on the Xbox One, is Xbox doesn't support every game, but they have a catalog of games, and the catalog obviously gets bigger and bigger and bigger. When they built the Xbox One, I don't think they ever planned to do backwards compatibility, but I think they knew that once the PS3, I think they knew once the PS4 was just beating them in sales, they knew they had to do something to potentially close that gap. And then obviously they announced that backwards compatibility, but the biggest issue was that developers had to be on board, because as you guys have probably as you guys have probably seen, that a lot of companies have thought, we can make a lot of money by republishing an old game but just updating the graphics and then calling it a remastered version. And a lot of companies have done that. So obviously Xbox, you know, they may be able to do it. But to be honest, they did it at COD 4. So COD 4 was remastered, but you can still play the original COD 4. So like not remastered, like out of the box from the 360 on the Xbox One. So that was pretty cool. But yeah, PlayStation 5 apparently could be doing something similar. Yeah, PlayStation 5 could be doing something similar where you play, like basically you do an emulator and you're able to like emulate the consoles on the PS5. And going back to the Xbox, I didn't really explain fully, but they have this catalog, and if you have a physical copy, so let's say a 360 game or an Xbox One game, you simply just put the disc in to the console, it reads it and goes, right, I know what you are. Then it will download it and convert it to a digital copy, and then it's on your like hard drive and you can just play it whenever. So I guess PlayStation might do something similar, but I think it's gonna be really awesome. I'm really excited for backwards compatibility. I know it's a thing, right? Like, oh Matt, why are you living in the past? You know, don't you want to play new games? Yeah, but it's nice to play old games. I mean, I really want to play Simpsons Road Rage. Who remembers that game? Simpsons Road Rage, what a banger. That was an amazing game. And maybe one day I can play it. That's my goal. I think it'd be pretty cool. But like as a YouTuber and obviously someone who makes videos on gaming news, walkthroughs, etc., you know, the ability to go, hey guys, do you guys want to play? Do you guys want to watch me play some really old games? And some of you are like, yeah. And especially playing on like the PS5, like on the Xbox One, like it supports up to 4K, so it kind of upscales to 4K. So the quality is a little bit better, but it is good for recording. So the PS5 will be amazing as a YouTuber who wants to play old games. So yes, that's the PlayStation 5 backwards compatibility. I'm really excited. Hopefully they confirm it for all previous generations, but that is apparently what is rumored, which I'm very excited for. Now, some other news. Now, we don't know. Well, basically, someone tweeted it out and then they deleted this tweet, but apparently it's true, but take it like a pinch of salt, right? So apparently Xbox Series X versus the PlayStation 5, we all knew that when the Xbox One X came out, it's still the current most powerful console ever. And then the Xbox Series X, Microsoft was saying this is the most powerful console ever. They kind of want to have that title, especially how the PS4 is more powerful than the Xbox One. But talking about these specs, apparently some people have some final dev kits. So Sony released a dev kit, and if they make any changes, they obviously send out to developers, newer dev kits of all the hardware. But apparently the CPU will be the same, so the processor will be the same in the Xbox Series X, as well as the PlayStation 5. The GPU will be less powerful than the Xbox Series X. I believe the Xbox Series X supports like 8K. I think the PS5 might just support 5K, might just support 4K still, or it might do 8K. But looking at it, the GPU is less powerful than the Xbox Series X. The RAM is bigger and faster than the Xbox One Series X, and the SSD is bigger and faster than the Xbox One, the Xbox Series X. So basically, the only bit where the PlayStation 5 is lacking is the GPU, but everywhere else, I mean, it's got the same CPU apparently. GPU is a little bit less powerful, but the RAM is bigger, the SSD is bigger, and both are faster. So the good thing is, I guess the PS5 potentially will have bigger and better boot times, or like super ultra fast. I think they showed us, didn't they? Like Spider-Man, briefly about the next PlayStation, but it booted up Spider-Man or a certain game super quick compared to the PS4 Pro. So that's going to be really interesting to see what happens. But to be honest, RAM, SSD, RAM and hard drives, it plays a factor. Yeah, but realistically, I think people are really focusing on the graphics, how fast the system is. I think that's kind of how the normal consumer will see the difference in spec. But there we go, guys. That's pretty much what we know so far. And like I said earlier on in the video, Sony have they've released their own PlayStation 5 website. Yeah, PlayStation has its own little website. You can sign up for more information. There were some rumors that Sony were going to do a press conference sometime soon in terms of releasing what it looks like. I think that's going to be a big thing. We do have some renders. Now, these are, I guess, some people are saying they're leaked, and some people are saying these are fan-made, but they do look pretty real. So there's some renders of the potential PlayStation 5, and to be honest, it looks like the PS4 Pro, but just a little bit bigger. So I guess it could be, potentially. We've all seen the PS5 dev kit. I mean, they look pretty cool, but then it's not going to be the final system. But that's really interesting. And the other thing is, as well, which Xbox Series X, we know what it looks like. PlayStation haven't released what it looks like, so I'm curious. And Sony, once again, is not going to be at E3. So Xbox are going to be at E3 showcasing their brand new system. PlayStation won't be, but PlayStation normally do their own conference type thing. This would mean that they've skipped E3 for the last 2 years, which is interesting. But yeah, kind of giving you guys an update, what do we know so far about the PlayStation 5? I know I've nearly spoke for 16 minutes so far, but you guys know I like having a chat, talking to you guys, my thoughts and opinions on things. But no, I'm really curious to find out. We don't know a price. I'm excited to see what happens, but like I said, I will be doing a very similar video to this, but for the Xbox Series X. But anyway, guys, what are your thoughts? Let me know your comments, thoughts, and all that stuff down below. But anyway, if you have enjoyed today's video, then be sure to hit a massive thumbs up, subscribe if you're new, comment down below your thoughts regarding this. But anyway, guys, have a wonderful day, and as always, in my next video, adios, chaps, boom.
And her gold is not in her. She's a diamond under her. Wanna lay you down.